All right, what's up, everybody? We are back with another round of burning questions. With me today, I have the Walsworths, who are really excited to eat this. Yep, super good. If you guys are out there and would like to see your leader on here, please send us a message, let us know. We will make sure to guilt them into being here. But this is where we eat some salsa and ask some awesome questions. So make sure to stay tuned in here, guys. But here we go. Chip salsa number one. It's a big reach. Nailed it. Tostitos, mild. Pretty good. We're starting easy here, guys. So, Jeff and Robin, you guys have been at church for a long time, right? How many years?
26 years.
Love it. So,
How old are you?
25.
Okay.
So, this is
Put
good.
that in perspective.
It's
Okay.
good. You're right. So, what was the biggest change that you noticed from like when you first started coming here to now?
Besides the pink sanctuary.
Yeah.
Well, we used to go to the old church, and then they moved here about a year later. Mm-hmm. And the biggest change, I think, would be the music, because they would have an organ, would be the music, and every once in a while they get wild and crazy and throw a piano in. And we had solos too, so members from the church would get up and do some solos.
Awesome.
And some of them were pretty interesting.
I believe it. Yeah. I believe it. Robin, would you agree with that? That's a big change.
Definitely the music has changed a lot. We were really blessed with an awesome pastor back then, even though the style of teaching was completely different. We've always been blessed with really great teachings here at Calvary. So I would say the other big thing is just the membership. I mean, we're 4 or 5 times bigger now.
Yeah.
So
It's cool.
Small groups and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I went over there when I was a kid to Awana at the old building across from the fairgrounds, and that's where I was actually saved at
Nice.
Awana,
That's so
Calvary
cool.
Baptist Church.
Calvary Baptist. I love it. I love it. All right, we're gonna keep rolling. We got that mango salsa next. It's a crowd favorite. Steve Wilson, shout out. I think he went and bought this after he tried it. Good one. Pretty sweet. So when I first came to church here, I remember pretty quickly someone telling me that something happened to someone's pool. And that was you guys. Can you guys give me a little story of what happened there?
Yes, we had a huge pool above ground, like 33
3
feet
foot.
or something. I mean,
Yeah.
40-some
Lot of
thousand
water.
gallons. So I laid in bed and I heard this noise. And it sounded like, it was kind of storming out, but it sounded like really loud lightning, thunder, I don't know.
Nice, yeah.
I don't know if lightning makes noise, but anyway. And then I heard this like scraping sound, and I'm like, Robin, what was that? And she's like, be quiet, be quiet.
I was trying to
And then it went
sleep.
away, and then it did it again. I'm like, Robin, did you hear that? She's like, I didn't hear anything. So I'm like laying there, didn't hear anything. And so I get to let the cat out in the morning, and the pool's like destruction. Like all the posts are like all over the yard.
Up top of the
And,
hill.
yeah, I mean, it just blew up. So it looked like it ripped, or like the whole thing split, and then 40-some gallons, and it came towards the house. So there was some water, not a lot, but a little bit of water in the house, but it probably looked like Evan Almighty, like going up against the house. Yeah.
That's nuts. Did you think it was a lightning strike? Or did you guys figure out
No,
what it was?
we thought it was. It looked like it rusted. So
Okay.
there must have been a hole in your pool,
Just blew out.
and they're just not made like they're used to be.
That's true.
Kind of like churches.
That's a good
You
point.
know,
So,
drums and guitars and all that
I
fun
love
stuff.
it. I love it. So, we do a thing here. All right, you guys see this face?
Oh my
You
gosh.
have to make this face on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Lovely. That was so good. Awesome. Here we go. Chip number 3. This is when we start to feel it a little bit. It's not
Oh,
too bad.
great.
Snappy.
As we're scooping, so speaking of swimming pools, if you could have a pool filled with any liquid, what would you fill it with?
LaCroix.
Church, right?
LaCroix? Yeah, it's church.
Oh goodness.
Well, sanitizer is really valuable now, so I'm gonna go sanitizer.
Good one. Make me profit right now.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or smoky.
That's a good one, right? A little
That was
barbecue
good, yeah.
sausage, right? A little smoky. Next question is, what is your guys' favorite Bible verse and why?
Oh brother.
Awana, Robin, come on. This
I
is-
know. but I won't be able to like tell you
Yeah.
like the verse. I'm so bad
That's
at
great.
that. I think it's Jeremiah. Is it the plan? You put me on the spot.
I know, we gotcha.
I know the plans I have for you. Something along those lines.
Yeah,
It's
Jeremiah
just-
29:11.
Yes, thank you. I know. I got Jeremiah. And I don't know. It's just I hold on to that sometimes when things are just rough and tough, and I know that there's a better plan at the end, and I just often pray at that time when I remember that verse, like, God, when I get through to the other side of this, show me why I had to go through this, and let me see the whys And I like to know the whys sometimes, just because if I'm speaking to students or friends, I can just give that as an example, like, this part really sucked, but, because it sucked for me, it was good for this person, or it was good, or it twisted me to go this direction, so.
Yeah, that's good.
I see my stand-in for the next couple.
Yeah.
Mine is, I don't know exactly. You should know that. Isaiah 40:20, I think it is like,
Okay.
You run the race and not get tired. It will lift you up on eagle's wings, kind of sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think just life in general. I like that verse a lot when I was running marathons, because
Yeah.
it's that God just like kind of sustains you, lift you up, like you'll run that race, and not get tired. And I think life is kind of like a marathon, really. Like things are kind of easy, then sometimes you have the point where you're ready to give up, and then you finish, and that's going to be like the finish line, like when we go to heaven, and that's going to be like the celebration, putting the medal around your neck, kind of thing. So that's what I like about it. It's just know that this journey it is like a race. It's tough and hard, but the finish is really what we're aiming for.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, we're gonna keep rolling. From now on, we have to do 2 chips. You can do whenever you want, but 2 chips for each salsa. Little salsa verde here.
I'm gonna skimp a little bit.
So, I reached out to your kids and got some questions. All right, just one each. So, Robin, with you, I hear you have an issue with salt. Can you give us a little background of that?
Yeah, I like salt a lot.
Super.
I'm a saltaholic. I salt chips and nachos. I salt my pizza. Yeah, I salt everything. But one time I went and had my sodium level. Well, I had a bunch of blood work, and my sodium levels showed that were really, really low, and that's why I crave salt. And when I don't eat salt, I get dizzy and I start to pass out.
That's bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Lynn actually told me he gave me permission to eat a bag of chips every day because I needed the sodium.
That's amazing.
But I actually have a little thing of pink Himalayan salt, a little Tupperware thing
Nice.
that I keep in my purse.
Nice.
So,
So you're telling me it's not an addiction, it's a medical issue.
yeah,
All
that's
right.
it. Sure.
Remember that, Emily. Remember that. So, Jeff, when I asked, they said
we
you
gotta
just
do
have
the
some
second one.
awesome stories.
Did too?
We talked about how you're an athlete, right? And you love running. I also know you love skiing.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard you just have some really good ski stories. Do you have any quick ones you could share really quick?
Oh, I don't know. Man, there's so many. I don't know. I just love skiing.
Right.
I like that. I know it's not skiing, but it has to do with skiing. Is the airport one? Where on the bluff?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've skied in shorts
Okay. Nice.
in Colorado. I mean,
Yeah.
like no shirt, shorts.
Awesome.
It was like 60, 50 degrees outside. We were up on
Nice.
top of the mountain.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We were, I have a hole in my tongue. I bit my hole in my tongue once. I went off a jump and I
Yeah.
landed, I was doing a 360. I landed short and my knee came up to my face and like smashed my tongue. So,
Oh.
and my dentist measured it every year, make sure
Nice.
it doesn't
Yeah.
change. You know, kind of things.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one. And I chipped my teeth skiing.
Yeah.
They used to be a lot longer in
Nice.
the front.
Yeah, so you'd encourage everyone here to go skiing. if you
I
have the
wear a
chance.
helmet now.
Right.
Yes, I wear a helmet now. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. How are you guys feeling? We're doing good so far?
Yeah, that wasn't so
All right. This is,
You got 3 left. I'm scared.
we're
now.
picking up. The
Alright.
last one's not horrible because your mouth is numb.
Great.
These are good. You guys ready?
Sure.
So, thank you, Abby, shout out to Abby for some ice cream bars. If you guys need them. So, you guys have also, you've been coming to Calvary for a long time. You've also been leading with students for a long time. What initially made you want to serve?
Well, that's hot.
It's hot.
Well, I started when I was working in the office. I worked for Pastor Peter Kosla when he took over students for a bit. So I helped out here and there, and then when Mark took over as pastor,
That's
terrible.
when Mark took over, I was kind of afraid. He asked me to, help, and I was kind of reluctant at first because I was like, teenagers are scary. At this point,
Yeah.
my kids were still, they were teenagers, but middle schoolers.
Yeah.
So just kind of goofy and silly, and the older kids kind of scared me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll help with 6th graders. He's like, no.
You going for the second one? That's a big scoop.
He's like, you,
I'm gonna sneeze.
he's like, we're gonna throw you in with the kids that were finishing up their 10th grade year. So I jumped in, and then I fell in love with it, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. They weren't scary; they were actually really cool, and
Yeah.
I loved. And I'd always substituted more in elementary schools, and it was just totally different being, with them in a more casual atmosphere. And
Yeah.
I fell in love with it, and I still love it. And so I finished up with those girls when they graduated, and then I dropped back to the sixth graders and wanted
Nice.
to be freshmen.
Dang. What about you, Jeff? What got you started? I know we're
The
sweating
salsa.
over here, right?
I don't know. I've always had a desire to do it,
Yeah.
and I just didn't really have the time because I was on the fire department and
Right.
didn't have the right kind of schedule for that. So once I retired, I had the opportunity, and I jumped in. And really, the reason I did because I didn't grow up a Christian. When how many years we come to Calvary?
26.
That was really the first time I ever came to church. So I was
Yeah.
I was old,
Yeah, right.
older than you are,
Right.
or maybe about your age.
Yeah.
When I first came to church, so I didn't really have any, I don't know, Christian influences when I was younger,
Yeah.
and it led me down bad roads. Like I had a lot of sexual sin as a youngster. I did drugs. I was probably more marginal alcoholic, that sort of thing, and I didn't want to see other kids have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And one thing I loved about Calvary is that we're really upfront about that. Like we
Right.
don't hide sin. We don't take those things out of the message.
Right.
And we kind of bring it to the forefront, like, hey, these things are going to happen.
Yeah.
And I just thought maybe some of those experiences might help some of the kids. So.
Yeah. Something I really love about you guys too is you started serving, you're passionate about it, but you've been here for a long time. You've been pouring into kids for a long time, and that's not normal. What's been something helpful for you guys to continue to do it year after year, to be able to still have energy to jump into the kids and be excited about what you're doing?
Well, for me, it's just the kids. Like, I don't want to. I've built these relationships, and I'm very passionate about my relationships. And friends move away, or God just pops them out of your life. I mourn that for so long, and probably too long in some instances. But it's like I don't want to not be part of these kids' lives. And I had students that graduated several years ago, and I've gone out to coffee with a few of them just in the past month, since COVID opened up, and I still just love talking with them. And I guess it's just them, because I want to be back for them, and I want to be there for them, and I want I didn't go to church consistently as a kid. And losing my mom right after graduation, she was sick most of high school, so I didn't really have her in my life then. And I know most of these kids, they have their parents, some may be divorced, but it's everybody's lives are so different and busy and things. Like, I just want to be there, be able to be there for the kids, because I know what it's like not to have that person to hold on to. And so that's, I think, what motivates me the most.
That's good.
So.
What about you, Jeff?
I just like being around people. So, I mean, the kids are a lot of fun. Kind of keeps me young, I guess.
Right.
I work with younger people at work. Even on the fire department, like, there was all different generations. When I started, I worked with guys that were 50 and 60.
Right.
And then I became the 40-some-year-old working with kids in their 20s. So I like to stay kind of current. I like to deal with kids. I like, I don't know, they kind of inspire me, I guess.
Yeah. Very cool.
So that's what I like
Love
about
it. Love it. All right, guys, we have two left. Two left. This one's not good either. It's the scorpion garlic.
That one's still on my tongue, that last
man.
one.
That one, that's the flavors.
This one got me now.
Oh, I'm taking a little bit.
All right, Jeff. No shame in that. No shame in that. I know.
Punching over there, you're scaring me.
All right. You feel great. So we have a few leaders. I know of people who are on the fence. Like, I want to come serve, but I'm a little nervous about it. What advice would you give those people?
I'd say just do it. It's like anything. Like, there's never a good time. There's never perfect for, like, having kids, buying a house, getting married, like, all that stuff.
Right.
Like, and you just figure it out, right? And you can always, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, right? But give it a try.
Give it a shot.
Like, kids,
Love it.
you need it. We need kids. We need some older people. I think that have had experiences with children, had children, gone through things. We have a lot of wonderful young people.
Yeah.
But I think, like, somebody like me and Robin
That'd be
who
great.
raised kids, like, we have a little bit
Different
perspective.
perspective.
Yeah. And I think it's great to work with younger leaders as well, because they have a little different perspective than I have. So,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
And I think, having the younger people, I mean, they can understand the kids better because they're closer to that age and remember. We're further removed from the thought processes of that. So yeah, I think it's a good balance. And I'd say, when you come, the first few times it might be uncomfortable because the kids don't know you and they're just kind of staring at you. And even if you're in the group, they maybe not making eye contact with you, or if you're not like just one of these like super like crazy like Steve Wilson kind of guys that just like jumps in.
Yeah.
It's okay, you don't have to be that way, but I would say like don't just give up after 1 or 2 visits here.
Yeah, that's
like
good.
come several times and get the kids warm up quickly,
Yeah.
but you need to be consistent for a few
Right,
times.
build that
for them.
relationship.
And
Absolutely.
Tell me
then,
on that one.
and
Go on this
then
one. Me too.
they will, the kids they love every leader. I mean,
Right.
even if it's not their own leader, they
Right.
just,
That one
they
didn't
talk to
hurt real
everybody.
bad, so I gotta try a little more.
You gotta do a little
So,
more. Here we go. All right, I got a speed round coming up for you guys. Do one more, Chip. Here we go. Answer quickly. Speed round. Describe your middle school self in 3 words. Go.
Loud, runner, oh gosh, I don't know.
Hey, salsa brain. Fine. Go, Jeff.
I was a smart aleck.
Good.
I was always doing something. I mean, I was always
Busy,
busy, yep. And I worked hard too. I also worked.
Nice. Favorite CSM event of all time?
I like the is it the limitless lock-in thing or whatever. I like those.
Cedar Point.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, see,
Who did you
once
like
in a while.
better, Mark or Noel?
Oh, but for
Neither.
totally.
I had to work with Noel, so
There
I
you
guess
go.
I
There you
go
go.
with
All
Noel.
right.
Love
Gosh,
both those guys.
both for totally different reasons. I mean, Noel was just that like person that just made you feel peaceful and comfortable in chaos, and then Mark would be the chaos that would bring you out of a slump.
I do have to stop a little bit. Noel is one of the reasons that I kind of like aspired to be in youth, because I hired 3 or 4 kids that were in his life group.
Cool.
That one of them still works for me actually, but they would call on him like then they graduated and worked for me. They would call him and like tell him they got promoted, and they would call him like with questions and things like that. And I was like, that's the guy I want to be. Like I want to be there for the kids, like Noel's there for them. Like no non-judgmental, just loving kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that kind of person. So
Love it.
and so is Mark too. But,
Right.
Yeah.
All right, one food for the rest of your life. You can only eat one thing.
Pizza.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Pizza. Love it.
Pasta.
Favorite worship song?
Right? Is it Reckless?
Sure. Breakfast, love.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like I don't know the name of it.
Sing it.
I can't even think of it right now. But it's got a big crescendo. It like almost brings me to
Sweet.
tears every time.
Love it.
Like it kind of builds up slowly.
It's hot over here, people. It's hot. Would you rather have legs for fingers or fingers for legs?
Fingers.
You can do this. You can do this.
Okay, I'm like visualizing this.
Man, I had to go fingers for legs. I
Yeah.
could always do.
Just
I could always
yeah.
do a wheelchair.
Yeah, I'll
think-
agree with that.
Legs on my fingers would be awesome. Think what you could do. All right, go to karaoke song.
Oh, from Greece. You're the one that I love.
There you go.
I don't have one, but I'm gonna say Sonny and Cher. What's that? What's that?
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
I got you, babe.
Yes.
Nice. All right. Love
Put
it.
your little
of
hand
that.
in mine.
A lot of that in the
Love it.
90s.
Love it. So, that is one more question. We got one more salsa. You grab- I really do think these are worse than this one.
Okay.
For this one, if you get the wrong kind of scoop, it's not good. So, super fun.
So you're saying this one's not? You're just
A little sweet. Not bad.
that last one wasn't too bad, honestly.
Just sits on your tongue. I'm sweating
This
here,
is
people.
this is the one that. Oh, that was not good.
It's bad. All right.
No,
so,
no, this one.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was the worst.
So my last question is this: what is your favorite attribute of God? Like, what part of His character really stands out to you?
Wow. I think I don't know how to sum it up. I guess just the like the creativeness of it, like the difference in just so many things, like animals.
Yeah.
Like when you look at some like marine life, like some of the detail, some of the or like little like eyeballs sticking off things. Like
Yeah.
I mean, people couldn't even draw that like
Right.
cartoons, right?
Can't
Like
think of that, right.
and then just the distinctness, the differences of people, and I think just the creativity of like the world, like, I don't know, just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, yeah, it's just
Absolutely.
amazing.
Creativity. I love that. Yeah.
I would just say the faithfulness, and the thing that I grab onto most often is just asking him to carry the burdens. You know, not that they go away, but those times when you can't sleep, you can't focus, you can't, function. Just like, God, I can't deal with this right now. Carry this for me.
Yeah.
You get a good night's sleep, and you wake up in the morning, and you're like, I got a lot to do today, but I can't stop focusing on this trouble in my life. And he carries it for you through the day. I think that faithfulness is what I grab onto the most.
Love it. Cool. Do you guys do 2 chips here?
I did one. That one wasn't
You
bad.
got it. It's not horrible.
It's now my nose
That
is
was
running in my
definitely-
That
eyes.
one's bad. Any last comments for our CSM family?
I think the one thing I like to encourage parents and kids, and I know a lot of activities, a lot of personalities with students. Some kids are
Did
quieter,
you end
and
up with a
sometimes
stick?
some students are a bit quieter, and the hype is kind of, I won't say scary, but uncomfortable for them. And I would just suggest to parents to encourage those kids that may be a little bit uncomfortable coming, either because they don't know people or they're a quieter student, is to encourage them to come to some of the other events, or at least join the life groups and stuff, because I've had kids that will just come to life group, and they find like their forever friends there. They find kids, even if they're at different schools, they find the kid that they can call on, and they go out for coffee too, and things like that. And like I said, it's hard when you're trying to gather a group of kids from 3 or 4 years age difference and different personalities, so you try to get everybody's. And I just don't want those quiet kids to get lost out there and afraid to come. And even if they just show up towards the end of it or something, like, just come, because your life group leaders are going to reach out to you and spend time with you. They'll connect you with people with similar, like, okay, this is the 3 of us will go out for coffee. You don't have to do the dodgeball and the running around and things like that.
Right.
So there's a place for everybody in the youth group, regardless of their personality. So.
I don't know. I've got a great group of kids.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love a lot of the kids, even other age groups. I mean, they hang out with my kids. But the group of kids I have are awesome. Just want to let them know that I love them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I'm really proud of them. I like the way that the participation is great. I love the way that they interact with each other.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see the great things that they do in their lives. I
Yeah.
mean, I want to go to their graduation parties and their weddings and see their babies and things like that. So,
awesome.
it's really cool.
There we go. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for doing
Welcome.
this. I hope your mouth is okay, and you'll be okay tomorrow. Cover students, thanks for tuning in. Be on the lookout for more stuff coming your way. Appreciate you. See you soon.